If you can get these 3 things right, you're completely off to the races. You'll lose 20 or more pounds of fat, you'll feel amazing, and you'll be able to keep it off for life. In this video, I'm gonna take the last 20 years of me being a professional trainer, 30,000 one-on-one personal training programs, thousands of transformations, and I'm gonna condense it into a 3-part framework. This is if I were starting a fat loss program completely from scratch today. I call this framework the Ignite 3-part blueprint. There are 3 levels to this blueprint, and if I was starting completely from scratch, I would start at level number 1. One of the reasons why a lot of people fail, as a matter of fact, 90%, according to research, of all dieters and all exercisers fail, which is a really horrible statistic, is because people are starting at level number 3. They're trying to get their systems down. They're trying to figure out the perfect workout. They're trying to do all the things that like you're doing when you're at an advanced level, and then your brain is overwhelmed, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't take it, and then you stop. And then you think something's wrong with you. Then you feel ashamed, then you feel frustrated, then you're thinking like, God, why am I not doing this right? Like, what's the problem with me? And then it's this repetitive cycle of going all in and feeling like you're failing, hitting a wall, and then you don't have permanent results. And one of the reasons why you're not getting these results is because you're starting at the wrong level. You see, you don't have momentum yet. Level number 1 is get started. All you have to do in this level is 4 baby micro actions. That's it, 4 things. As soon as you do the 4 things, you completed level number 1. If you're just getting started just from scratch, or if you haven't done anything related to fitness for a very long time, the problem at this level is that you're just not getting started. The problem with not starting is that you're just not starting. You see, the goal at this level is to get into motion and to beat perfection. You might be thinking, gosh, like, what food do I need to eat? Is it like the Whole30, or do I need to eat like a plant-based diet? Or like how many specifically like grams of protein do I need to eat? And then you might be thinking, oh my God, do I do CrossFit? Like, do I do Pilates? Am I going to, do I need to do weight training 4.5 times per week? And then you have like all these things that are going on in your mind, and no wonder you're overwhelmed. And here's the thing, it's like you feel so overwhelmed that you just don't start. It's it's paralysis by analysis. You ever felt that way? It's just like there's so many things that are going on that you just can't move. And then you're like, my God, now I feel like I want to eat a cookie now to kind of ease the stress. And this is caused by fear. And this is caused by overwhelm. And so the goal of level number 1 is to shatter the ice. Because right now you're frozen, and all we need to do is break the ice at this level. As soon as you break the ice, you've completed level number 1. So what do you need to do? 4 micro baby actions. That's it. One of my favorite quotes says, clarity comes from action and not thought. As soon as you start taking action, you take the first step. When you take that first step, you feel better, you feel more confident, you're getting momentum, then you can see with clarity the second step. As soon as you take the second step, then it's like you feel confident, you're ready, you're creating momentum, then the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th step. But you gotta take step number 1. Now, what kind of micro wins am I talking about? Micro win number 1 could be just drink an extra glass of water. Listen, if you're not drinking water, drink a glass of water, micro win number 1. Micro win number 2 could be add an extra 1,000 steps to your day today. Done. Micro win number 3 is you want to add, 20 to 25 grams of protein to your day. Okay, great. So if you're not currently eating yogurt, maybe you buy like a Greek yogurt from the store. If you're not currently eating, high protein like chicken breast or lean meat of some kind, maybe you get a lean chicken breast from the store. Micro win number 4 could be, getting a 5-minute workout off of YouTube, some like silly cardio routine or like a dance party or something. And as soon as you do these 4 stupid, simple micro wins, then you have officially shattered the ice. Congratulations, you've now completed level number 1. Now you have a choice to make. Do I want a casual relationship with fitness where you randomly, eat protein here and there, when you randomly go to the gym, or do you want a serious relationship. You see, level number one is just about flirting with a few choices. It's like, you're going on a date with somebody for the very first time. It's kind of like doing a little vibe check, okay? If I were starting today, I would go with this serious approach, because losing fat and getting fit doesn't happen by accident. Here's the thing, you can't casually stumble into fat loss. If I were starting today, I would go serious. And once you make that choice to go from casual to serious, then you're ready for level number two. Level number two is get a streak. Now that you've done your 4 baby micro actions, you've officially started. Congratulations. Now level two is to get a streak, is to do one thing from fitness, exercise, or do one thing from eating, from some sort of food that's going to make you healthier, and do it for 4 days in a row. So again, you want to move your body in some way, and you want to pick something from food that's going to make you healthier. And here's the thing, if you just miss one day, 1, 2, 3, and you miss that one day, you got to go all the way back to the beginning, because the idea here is to get a streak, is to get continuous motion. So remember, the idea here is not to be perfect, because you're starting from freaking scratch. You're not going to be perfect. Divorce yourself from perfection and just start accumulating action. It could be 4 days in a row of just a 5-minute silly, stupid cardio routine on YouTube. It could be 4 days in a row of, one salad per day. It could be 4 days in a row of a plain Greek yogurt that gives you 20 grams of extra protein in a day. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be from the move category, or it could be from the food category. The goal is to just make sure that you're having one continuous streak. And here's the thing that you're going to start to notice. Across these 4 days, you're not only going to start feeling physically better, but you're also going to start feeling emotionally better. Because what happens is that even though this is imperfect, you're taking action. And a lot of the sort of stress that comes from just sitting around and not doing anything creates sadness, it creates shame. And so you're not only breaking these physical barriers, you're also breaking these emotional barriers as you create this new identity. If you want to lose fat and gain lean muscle and get toned faster, I have a free 30-day fat loss program that will give you 30 days of micro win ideas that you can take each and every single day. Click the link down below and you'll be able to get that immediately. So once you complete your 4 days in a row of doing the food or the movement, you got to make a decision. Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 to 10 meaning how motivated, how committed are you to taking that next step and treating this as a serious lifestyle installment into your life as it is right now. So you have to pick a number 1 through 10, and you can't pick 5. Where are you in this scale of commitment? Are you a 4? Are you a 6, 7, or 8? By not picking 5, I'm forcing you to make a decision. If you're on this side of the spectrum, then you're ready to take the next step, which is level 3. Level 3 is get systems. Now, here's the thing. If you're sick and tired of being sick and freaking tired, and you've been in pain, and you're tired of looking in the mirror and spending a half hour covered, picking clothes that are covering up your fat, or you're, going to the gym and you feel ashamed of what you see in the mirror because everybody else looks fit, and you're looking at yourself and you're like, how did I freaking get here? If that's where you're at, then you got to get serious about the game of fat loss, because this is a game. Up until now, you've been dating fat loss. Now it's time to get serious, and to really truly understand the game of fat loss, you have to know that there are 3 things. Your body really truly only cares about 3 things when it comes to fat loss: attraction, adherence, achievement. What do I mean when I say attraction, adherence, and achievement? Let me share with you. Number 1 is attraction. What will actually get you to want to do the thing that will make you fit and healthy? In order for you to be able to lose a lot of fat, you have to make it frictionless. Here's what I mean. If I told you that you have to eat chicken and broccoli every single frickin' day, and you hate broccoli and you hate chicken, what is the likelihood that you're going to want to do that every single day for the rest of your life? You need to find foods that are healthy that you actually love, and you need to find modes of exercise that you actually enjoy. I have a client, her name is Tammy. She just lost a bunch of fat, and for her, lifting heavy weights is something that she absolutely loves. So that's what she does. And we created a program for her, and she's lost a bit of fat since she's started my program last month. Then our client, Emily, she likes resistance training, but not really heavy resistance training because she also loves to do cardio. So we have a mix of each that we created for her, and she lost a bunch of fat as well. Our client, Michael, lost like 30 pounds of fat within 3 months, and he absolutely went to the gym. We created a program where he could do HIIT training, cardio training, where he could do heavy lifting, and that's what he personally loved. And so he loved going to the gym. Number 2 is adherence. This one is about creating systems. What will make you be able to do the things that you love that will get you fit consistently? I work out at these times during the day and these days during the week. I meal prep on Sundays in the morning because that's when I have time away from my kids. And this is the one where they're in bed. I need to get up at this time, and that's what works for creating meals. Without systems in place, you cannot be consistent long term. Without systems, you're going to be eating foods at restaurants that are near your work, or if you're at a conference, you're traveling, and you're going to be victim to wherever your environment is, as opposed to having a rock solid routine that you stick to no matter what. And number 3 is achievement. This is the reward that keeps you inspired and transforming. At this point, you've been doing it so long and consistently, then you start to see momentum. Your clothes start to fit differently. The scale starts moving. You go get a DEXA body fat percentage scan, and then you start to see those freaking numbers dropping. You're combing your hair or I'm shining my head in the mirror, and I'm like, damn, there's a bicep popping out. You start to see things that in your body that are happening, and this gives you power. My clients record their weekly wins. They record the scale daily. They do their measurements. We measure sleep quality and a bunch of other stuff just to make sure that we're assessing their achievement. Because study shows that when you really pay attention to these small little bits of data, that actually gives you the motivation and the fire to perform at a whole new level. Now you've built the systems at this point. You have momentum at this point. You've been taking action long enough. You're starting to see changes in your body. You're starting to lose fat at a rapid rate. And now it's like you don't even need the motivation that you did in the beginning, because now you've become a different person and you're taking actions from who you are as a person, your identity. And that's the real power. And here's why. Now you have systems and you have leverage. Man, you have a full-time job, you have freaking kids. It's like you have a spouse, or maybe you're doing this by yourself, but it's like you barely have time at the end of the day to get like all of this stuff done. Now you want me to like add a workout and a diet program on top of that? It feels impossible. It's not impossible, because systems and leverage make it totally possible. That's why you want to create systems with your workouts and your food, because it literally saves you hours. And that's exactly what I do with my clients. I give them the workouts that help them tone and strengthen and sculpt their bodies, food that will help them melt the fat, mobility to keep their joints limber and strong. If you're serious about fat loss and you know that you just can't seem to do it on your own and you're short on time, check out my link below. And if you found this video helpful, check out my next video on fat loss and muscle gain here. You have a mission and a purpose, and I truly hope this helps you.